Good morning, Jason, and good morning, everybody. The star attraction of snooker at the moment, Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
And he's set to break off, and from what we heard from Ali Carter's little interview before the match, he looks to be fired up for this, Alan.
Oh, you bet he is. I was just looking when Ronnie walked down through the curtain down the stairs. Ali had a quick stare at him. He's up for this. The captain. All right, we know about his record, don't we? It's poor against Ronnie. But that's in the past.
Immediately a mistake. Need to push that red past the middle pocket, but it cuts into it. The problem is for Ronnie, as with all these thin cuts, it's a little bit more difficult to control the cue ball. Only blue and bought colour to play for.
One.
And that's a nice kiss. He'll be looking for a lot better start than he had in his first round match against Stephen Maguire. When, to put it in his own words, he was awful. But it was learnt from that, and he'll come out here this morning wanting a good start.
Four.
There's a tournament pot success, 92% Ronnie, 89% Ali. You'll have to up that. 90% above is what's going to be required to have any chance, you would have thought. One pot success, that's about average for both players.
9.
And safety, well, that's pretty low. And the high break for both. 108 for Ali, 118 for Ronnie.
10.
Ronnie's made a remarkable 946 century breaks. It is unbelievable.
Yeah, and one of those matches, and amongst that 946, was over Northern Ireland in 2007.
50.
He played Ali Carter. He beat him 5-2. He had 4 tons and a maximum. How'd you like them apples? But yeah, it's all about settling in, isn't it? Best of 25 now. The ante has been upped. We're firmly ensconced now in the second round at the Crucible. Everyone's had a match. Everyone stands to reason, obviously, has had a victory.
Just struggle that in. I think he played a cannon on the red just below the one he potted. A little bit annoyed there. Was a little bit careless. Just wanted to nudge that red away. Just got into the cue ball too much. So it's end of break.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 16.
It was never a great scoring opportunity, particularly with the black out of commission. But he had his hand on the table and able to play a few shots. That'll settle him.
Yeah, that's a little settler, John. It's nice to just execute a shot properly. Yeah, not putting any pressure really on Ronnie, but as he executed it well. Actually, just thinking about world champions. There's only 3 world champions left in this tournament now, and it's the Holy Trinity. Ronnie, John Higgins and Mark Williams.
Yes, the class of 92 as they're collectively known. And what an era reduced. Good safety from Ronnie, particularly if he's blocked a path down the left-hand side of the table as we look to get back to balk. This is the player's luck. The problem is, I mean, as you can see, he just can't get past the blue or in the gap between blue and pink, but he can play off the red to the left of the pink, but of course he's got to avoid the red near the right-hand side cushion. So if he's playing this, he's got to get it just right. Don't want to catch it too thick. He's playing the low one, same principle applies. And the problem with playing it at that pace, he's left the red on now with that cue ball, and a good cue ball it is. He'll be hoping he's left it very straight, and you can see he has. So it'll be difficult for Ronnie to pot this and get the cue ball slightly back up the table.
Foul.
No, that was the problem. It was too straight.
Ali Carter 4.
Yeah, in some strange way, he'll be quite pleased with that, Ronnie O'Sullivan. Yeah, well, I'd love to not see the cue ball disappear, but it was a gorgeous piece of cueing. And I think a feature of this match as well is going to be the safety exchanges. I think back in the day, let's say 10, 15 years ago, you would expect just free-flowing chances galore whenever O'Sullivan plays, but it's a different story now. He sort of stalks the table, doesn't give an inch these days, and it's good to see that, and he needed that, didn't he, in that first round against Stephen Maguire, 6-3 behind. He looked in trouble, but he produced.
Yeah, I think you get a lot of people question Ronnie's determination, particularly when he goes behind, but I don't think anyone can doubt his battling qualities over the last few seasons. He's really been up for it. But he's got a problem to solve here. All things considered, that's not too bad. He may have left the red to the left middle, but it's dangerous. I think Ali will be very concerned about that red just by the black, and that's why he's going to play safe off it. Couldn't risk leaving Ronnie a chance of a pot on this red. But he's a bit short with that one. Does the red above the pink go? It doesn't, so no real harm done. Kiss on the green. He's not made a very good safety shot.
Yeah, there it is again. Deliberately playing in behind the green. Absolutely watertight in that department, as O'Sullivan these days, as John said, the last few seasons. Not only good at executing, he's up for the war, up for the battle. Certainly get one from the captain. A rare tactical and safety mistake from Sullivan. So this is the first half look this morning for Ali.
Yeah, very careless to leave a possible pot on. It's a thin one, but leaves the cue ball be going back to the ball, Ken, so it takes a little bit of pressure off it. Nicely stroked in, and is it going to bounce back past the baulk line to leave him around to the corner? Not quite. Could nestle behind the brown, looking to see whether it's going to be more difficult if he just nestles behind the yellow.
Good shout, John. This is clever. Cutting out the bottom left of that cluster. Playing this. That's the plan anyway. Oh, that's grossly overhit, wasn't it?
I think that's first frame, a little bit of tension in the arm because there was no delicate touch there.
Yeah, short was dead, wasn't it? Just an extra ounce or two.
Can pot this red, but with it being the cue ball so close to the cushion, to have any control you'd have to really dig down, and that makes this red very difficult. This is tough. Oh, but that's a cracker. You couldn't hit a ball better than that. No tension in the arm on that shot. Referee Paul Collier having a look where he can find a place for the black. His own spot's occupied. Don't know, Alan. Do you think he's played for this red purposely and potting it to bring other reds into play? I can't believe he did.
No, I don't think so, John. I think the cushions are playing a bit on the softer side since they got recovered about 36 hours ago. The black cushion especially, which is actually a good thing, is quite soft. But that was a good chance after the stunning open in red. Just something that the players will take a couple of frames to get used to, as I say, that black cushion playing nice and soft. Now mid-range red.
Yeah, he had a long rest his last visits to the table, and it's close, but not quite, and while leaving this red behind the pink. Nice easy starter for Ali.
Something I enjoyed actually in that little interview at the top there with Ali Carter. He's a pugnacious character and determined, and he doesn't take a backward step for anyone on the tour. He's a lovely lad, but he's not one, rather actually like our own colleague Stephen Hendry. When he was in the tour, he didn't go around glad-handing and saying hello to everyone and pretending you're mates. He's there to do damage, not interested in anything else, and that's the way it should be. You'll see his beautiful cue action now, Ali Carter. He gets such a response on the cue ball. Almost overhit that. That was sweet.
14.
He's not the tallest of lads, but what he does, Ali Carter, he uses that to his advantage. He's very compact on the shot, and yet he has such a long backswing. And usually
15.
has the deftest of touches in and around the black and pink spot.
Looks like he's got a slight angle on the pink. He's just wondering, those two reds together, whether the left-hand one, he can see enough of it if he just rolls the pink in. There is a red a bit further down, just away from the top cushion that's available. Which he's on now.
Yeah, good shout,
21.
JV. He played it beautifully, didn't he? With a nice shot there of his stance, didn't we, Ali Carter? Absolute classical style that he has. Poker right, poker straight right leg, left leg braced for impact.
22.
And the smoothest of backswings and delivery.
Now, you had a look at the left-hand red of these two. I think that's all he's left to play for. He's a little bit too straight on the pink to play a cannon. There you go, having a look again. 19 points to lead. So after this pink, still needs a couple more reds. Played the cannon. It's not worked out perfectly,
28.
but he's developed one more red, but not the other one. Well, I mean, not completely safe, but not going to be that easy to get on if he can cope with this red and a colour.
$29.
It's okay, it's not the red he intended to cannon into, but
31.
got a lovely double kiss which has developed this red. So looking for this red colour and one more red. At the moment 28 points to lead, 51 remaining. It's still not a straightforward run to the winning line in this frame.
$32.
Does it go? It definitely would have gone to the right corner, but I think he's too straight on the pink to play for it over there. Well, he wasn't. He managed to force it across. And now 35 points to lead. Pot this red, go 36 ahead
38.
with only 35 remaining. Does he totally commit?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be dribbling it. He may play it with just a wee bit of pace so that if he misses it like that, yeah, good shot, well played. He played it like that so if he missed it, he had a chance of getting away with it. Sometimes that's the difference in these matches.
Bramble.
It's just the way that you play a shot. That was super.
Ali Carter, 39.
And what a 39 it was. I'm going to take an awful lot of steps if he's going to have to win this match, but that was 39 of the best. 39 steps of brilliant cue ball control there from Ali Carter.
One snooker needed, of course, but the balls aren't badly situated, particularly the green and the black, so Ali will be well aware of that. Tried to get in behind it, but he'll be pleased he's got it safe. I mean, if Ronnie did get an opportunity, to pot the red. No reason why he wouldn't, and get the black with it and try his luck on the colours for the snooker.
Okay.
Just one of those awkward positions where the cue ball is. It's very hard to get the rest head in there, and he can't reach it. So having to put it in the middle pocket. It is awkward. Steve Davis had a little implement once that he used to put on the rest. Wonder if he's still got it.
He carries it everywhere.
Even now?
Even now, John. But yeah, one red left. It's usually red for danger, but the green's a danger where it is.
Okay.
Yeah, good shot.
Yeah, and I know Ali's fired up for this, but nice to see Ronnie give a little tap on the table there. Good hit, but he needs for it to run safe, needs for it to run past the pink. Now has it run, and another little tap from Ali, so okay, the talking's done with. Let's have a sporting game of snooker, good to see.
Yeah, it's good to see a little verbal jousting before these big matches at the Crucible, isn't it? But there's no malice in it whatsoever. As you say, John, it's now down to the important part of potting balls. Has he got the snooker? I don't think it's going to yield any foul if he has, but it may keep. Well, he's got to be careful here.
Yeah, and also when he hits this red, he'll be hoping that he doesn't put the red in a position where it's easy to lay another snooker for Ronnie. Somewhere like that will do perfect. Just coming up to 22 minutes this opening frame. I'd like to have a little bet that this is one of the longest frames of the match. I don't think there'll be too many like this, but typical first frame.
Let's see how close he can get to the green now, Ronnie. That's what he'll be playing, I've no doubt about it. Almost trying to go in off in this pocket. And he just got it a hair thick.
Now, can he get past the blue? Just an edge of the red. That's what he sees. And this time he was able to get right and behind, but I think he's got a bit too much pace. Ronnie having a close look. Can Ali get past the black? Quite clearly he can. He'd love to get this red off the table. Once he pots the, if he pots the red, Ronnie will concede the frame. Well, that's an excellent shot from Ali. There's no better way to stop your opponent getting snookers by snookering him.
Oh, what an effort this is. This is a great effort.
Yeah, it really was. He could have just done with that cue ball bouncing another fraction and cut out the one cushion escape off the baulk cushion. But this red is away from the cushion, so there is room round it. But good hit. At this level, if you don't cut out the one cushion escape, more than likely your opponent's going to hit it.
Yeah, you just know that Ali senses danger here, even though he's 36 points in front, especially the way the colours are. This is in behind green again here, almost trying to go in off. No, sorry. Mistake. He's just parking the red, trying to buy himself another shot. But this red will pass the green, it'll be thin. He'll probably play it though.
Yeah, it's one of those. You can play it very thin, but the angle you're approaching the red, if you missed it on the way up, you catch it on the way back, so well worth playing the thin cut. And now it's there. That was the first frame in the bag, surely, for Ali Carter. In goes the green. There's no way Ronnie will come back to the table now. 40 points ahead, Ali. There's 27 remaining.
4. Six.
Taking the opportunity to get a bit of potting practice. But both players have had plenty of time on the table in this first frame, so that should have got rid of any
9.
tension and a little bit of nerves that they'll have had at the start. And no one's immune to it.
Ali Carter 9 and the frame.
And that's another concession. Well, I think that's going to be one of the longest frames in this match. It got into its 28th minute, but Ali Carter won't mind. He leads by 1 frame to 0.
Yeah, he was sort of talking about the Ali Carter style. Here's his technique. I just absolutely love watching it. Poker straight right leg, left leg braced, but wide enough to create that pyramid that the cue sits on top of to deliver it. And watch the long backswing. For someone so short as Ali and compact, he's got a gorgeous backswing, smooth, and the delivery's smooth, and the head doesn't move. An absolute clinic he puts on Ali Carter in the technique department. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it was funny when I was watching that, and I've noticed that one of those two-table situations. A lot of players like to stand back and walk into the shot. It's not that easy to do here, is it? Because there's not a lot of room around the table.
Yeah. If you had a long cue and you were playing maybe a blue off the sort of middle pocket into the pocket and the long backswing, I think the crowd on the left-hand side, they could reach out and grab it almost.
Yeah, those 2 bottles on the table there. There was a game yesterday where someone had to move the bottles when they stepped back.
Yeah, Ricky Walden had to do it the other day. That was one, wasn't it? Big Ricky.
The second frame.
So, Ali Carter
to
then,
win.
the perfect start. And into frame 2. We talk about big breaks, and of course Ronnie's made 900 and odd, and Ali's made plenty of centuries. That 39 that Ali Carter made was as good as any century, I think. Just to settle him into this session. Now, Ronnie looks like he's taking this red on now. Oh, what a shot.
1.
Breezed it home.
Yeah, just the wrong side of the blue, but it shouldn't matter. It's just where he's pointing now. He leaves the cue ball, and then he'll have a red to the left corner, and black's available into the opposite corner. Well, he tried to make an angle, He's not on the red now to the left corner, but he's just
6.
about on this one to the right corner.
Seven.
There's the O'Sullivan technique, actually very similar to Ali, isn't it? He's probably 5 or 6 inches taller than Ali, but very
12.
similar. That silky smooth backswing.
$13.
Imperative he got this red away, and now that makes the black available
20.
for both corner pockets.
21.
Now the way Ronnie normally goes about this, the red immediately above the black is available. We normally just leave him self-low on this, wouldn't play a cannon on the main bunch. Leave himself low, and he'll probably play a little screw shot off the back of
28.
the reds. Come back for the black. You just got to judge this well though. Now he's playing the run through.
29.
Just about on the black, I think. But because he was a little bit thin on the black, he was looking for another 33
36.
points now at this visit.
This is where he's normally superb at getting top side of the blue. O'Sullivan. Yeah, he's
37.
fantastic at that shot. He really is. A lot of players play it, you land short, it's end of. O'Sullivan always seems to find top side. Now, key shot coming up. Right half of the pink as we see it. Oh, beautiful. And he's not perfect, but he's not bad. He can play a little soft screw being a lefty.
42.
Or a hybrid lefty. And stick on the pink.
Well, 2 at a time.
44.
He's in a bit of a rush. He won't mind that. I think he's got a slight angle on the blue. You see the other red going in. It's not a foul. He's just getting an extra point. But Ronnie's just looking for the winning line. 44 points the lead. This blue will put him 49 points in front. So 3 more reds required.
Yeah, it was
49.
about 4 minutes ago. Ali Carter broke off. And it was a good one. This is the result.
50.
This has been sparkling. From the minute he knocked that long red in, he's been floating round this table. The break time is just touching 4 minutes now. Here's that long red again.
56.
Yeah, he's okay. He had the angle there on the red to go up for the pink.
57.
And he's just about stopped in time. So he pots the pink, and he's looking for now for just 1 more red to take the second frame in double quick time. No problem, left or right-handed. It's such an advantage, isn't it?
63.
Yeah, that's twice he's used it in this break.
64.
The other thing about it, when he's in this, he looks like he's having fun out
70.
there. And that's not easy to do, not out in the pressure cooker that the Crucible is.
71.
There you are. 3 blacks, 3 pinks, 4 blues. Yeah, I did mention he was having fun.
74.
Just fun to watch. and he wants to clear the table. Value for money. You always get that from O'Sullivan.
75.
There's the little shots he enjoys as well, spinning this cue ball. Look at that.
$80. 81. $87.
946 career centuries coming into this match. There's been 35 already made in this tournament.
Yeah.
94.
Not beyond the realms of possibility that in a year's time Ronnie O'Sullivan will make his 1000th century here at the Crucible.
96.
I just wonder if that happens. You lucky people out there might be the ones that have a ticket to witness it.
99.
But what you've witnessed here has been genius. Nothing short of genius.
Absolutely fantastic, and that century break number 36 in the World Championship this year. And look at the clever little shot to use the knuckle. Sublime.
This has been artistic.
114.
An authentic genius, this guy. Wow.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 121
121 of the finest from O'Sullivan, and he levels up. It's one frame apiece. What a match we've got in store for you. Yeah, we spoke about Ali Carter's technique. Let's have a little look at O'Sullivan. Very similar. Straight right leg, braced left leg, cue sitting just underneath the torso. Smooth back. It's actually nice to watch this in slow motion. Look at the length of backswing. Right back to the fingers. And then the delivery. Authentic, textbook. Beautiful to watch.
Yeah, and if there's a more naturally gifted sportsman in playing sport in the world today, I don't know who it is.
I've been saying that for years. I don't care what anyone says. For natural talent and having a gift to do something that's unbelievably difficult, time after time after time, he does it.
And now he's got his game head on, and that's for the last 2 or 3 seasons. I think the motivation for him as well is Stephen Hendry. The records that Stephen set, he's out to try and break.
Frame 3. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
So his traditional left-handed break-off. O'Sullivan. Yeah, on the sort of chase for world titles, I think probably 10, 15 years ago it looked unattainable, didn't it? But then he won the World Championship a few times in a short span. And it's just on over the horizon right now, isn't it? Stephen's record.
Yeah, maybe possibility to equal it, but to better it would be very difficult. But he keeps himself fit, does Ronnie? Goes jogging in the mornings, and so hopefully for the game he plays for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, just going back on the technique, there was one other thing I wanted to say about it, and it's a good point you make about the fitness, John. He's got really, his legs like tree trunks, O'Sullivan, but a kind of slim upper body. You couldn't, if you wanted an identikit snooker player, that's the guy you'd build.
Ali decided to take that red on. I don't blame him. That's the type of reds he's going to have to knock in. The only thing I would say to Ali, and we've all been in this position, when you're playing one of the greats, don't think you have to play your best snooker of your life. That puts its own pressure on you.
Yeah, that's a very perceptive way of looking at it, John. I totally agree with you.
It came off the side cushion
8.
quite lively. 1 red, 1 black.
9. $16. 17. 24. 25.
We were getting all excited there with the reds and the blacks, but Ronnie was on a position that red he had no option but to play for the blue. And I should think at the moment the 147 is the last thing on his mind.
30.
He had a bit of a scare in the first round against Stephen Maguire. I
31.
don't think there's any doubt about that, losing the first 4 frames. He doesn't want a repeat of that.
$36. 37.
It was one of those. I think if you could have reached that, I think he may have selected probably to go back up for the blue, but he's come pretty straight. I'm not certain what red he can play on here. Can he see enough of this red to play it to the far right
44.
corner? I think that's how he played to get on it. I mean, he probably would play it, because I think it's the only red he could leave. It was only the pace that kept it out.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 44.
It just shows you, even the great Ronnie O'Sullivan, he come too straight on the black. That was a positional mistake. Only a fraction out, but that's what this game's all about.
Oh, how's the kiss on the pack? Oh, it's nice.
1.
It's lovely, in fact. That was a piece of opportunism. Ali Carter.
Yeah, I think opportunism is the right word. I couldn't really see if he could get through to it, but he didn't hold back, and obviously that's the way he's going to play this match. You're going to have to play it, but as I say, don't put too much pressure on yourself and think you have to push the boat out too often, but he saw the value in that. And it's given him a great chance. He's got a nice angle on the black now to cannon into that cluster. And if this goes right, even though he came to the table 44 points behind, we could well have a new favourite for this frame.
Yeah, this isn't easy to develop reds. He may have to risk screwing off them. Yeah, it was never guaranteed to be nice on one playing it that way, but he had to. So, tricky red to left middle. But if it goes in, you have to think he's on the black.
16.
This is a big moment in this mini session here. Oh, it's there.
17.
And not only picking up the pieces, he's picking up the pace here, Ali Carter. He's going round
24.
that table at a fair old clip. I think the other thing about Ali, I know this, that he will enjoy playing O'Sullivan out there. I know about his record, he's 13-0 behind in head-to-heads. But Ian will enjoy the challenge of playing O'Sullivan because of the respect that he has for him on the snooker table. And there is no bigger challenge.
Oh, well, he thought about what he should play for, and in the end,
Carter,
he's
25.
dabbed a little bit of side on it that's through the cue ball offline. It's amazing. Good opener, and as Alan said, great opportunism. Got the reds open, good red to the middle, looks set fair. I was just about to say, these 4 reds with colours. And Ronnie would need a snooker, but now it's just a case of Ronnie picking up the pieces and clinching the frame.
Yeah, it was bridging over the red. That was what made it awkward, wasn't it? It was only the tips of his 4 fingers that were actually on the bed of the table when he was playing the shot. It's a bit disconcerting for these players when they have to play that type of shot. We'll maybe get a chance to see it again, but that's the only reason why he missed it. There it is. Just the 4 fingers on the bed. Took half an eye off the pot, and that was enough.
Ronnie's given this plenty of thought. I think he was thinking play for the black or the pink.
1.
He'd rather be on the pink, because I think in playing the pink you can just develop the 2 reds just below it. But in playing it that way, if he wasn't nice on the pink, he had the alternative of the black. $20 points to lead. So the black and these 3 reds at this end of the table. He won't need the awkward one at the baulk end.
This is what I like about O'Sullivan these days. He will not play the shot until he's absolutely made up his mind 100% on what he's trying to achieve. In all probability, if he played the pink, he'd be fine, but he's not 100% sure about it, so change of plan. He wants to play for more than 1 red, that's the thing. Well, in fact, the way he played that was very clever, because he was almost guaranteed on it. And being a left-hander, or again, well, sorry, I call him a hybrid lefty. It helps all the while, doesn't it?
8.
So 27 ahead, 3 reds and decent size value colours, and they'll have hit the front for the first time.
9.
Yeah, both reds will go to right middle. You get a decent little angle. They just drop for them.
Well, that made him just think a bit, because that looked a little bit wide, that black.
16.
It went in. He'll give this one due care and attention.
17.
This black to go 43 points in front with 43 remaining, which means this red will keep Ali Carter in his seat.
24.
Interesting frame, this. The one thing you've never been able to do
25.
at this level is miss when you're in. Do lots of things, but don't miss easy shots when you're in, because this is what left Ronnie this opportunity,
30.
and he was never going to turn this one down.
31.
And I have to say, he looks in very good touch.
Yeah, does he ever? Whoa, what a start after a very positive start from Ali.
34.
Completely untroubled by his opponent, O'Sullivan,
36.
to the extent almost that he's not remotely interested what his opponent does.
39.
Yeah, well, that's not a bad attitude to have, because I suppose at the end of the day when you sat in that seat, there's nothing you can do about it. And it's how you switch off and put mistakes
43.
behind you, and he's learned over the years.
48. $54.
So the black. And that's it. Breaks of 44 and 61, following breaks of 121 in the last frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan now leads Ali Carter by 2 frames to 1. Well, there's a few stats for the rocket, and as I said to Alan earlier, that's what's really keeping him going at the moment. And they're backstage, practice routine that they all use now. Terry Griff is there.
Yeah, I call that the T-junction. That's what I call that little routine. There's your great mate Griff, mine too. Just overseeing Barry's little warm-up. The good session actually yesterday. Played Lou Hautian. He's 5-3 in front. Was 4-0 up, and the youngster got himself back into the match. So that'll be coming up later for you.
Yeah, just checking. Terry says now he's not really a technical coach. He's more of a mind coach, you know, but just wants to keep Barry focused on the job in hand. Meanwhile, our players are back.
The 4th frame, Ali Carter to break.
Mid-session interval after this one.
You know that shot that O'Sullivan's played? He was in the practice room half an hour before this match, and that's the shot he was practicing. I think he just goes and pots balls all day. Don't think that for a minute. He works so hard on his game, every facet of it.
Yeah, and he's one of the few players when he's close to a cushion, just strikes down slightly, imparts a bit of side. It's not easy to do, but he has complete control of that shot, and it's forced a mistake from Ali. This red's on to the right corner.
Settle
Black
down,
available
please.
to the left corner.
Yeah, why do you practice those thin safeties so much? This is why. This red goes in. He's off and running again. Not a sitter. Oh, middled.
1.
Yeah, so it's created the opportunity. And as Alan says, right in the heart of the pocket. Couldn't have cued that better. You saw Ali in the background, peeping round to see if it was going to go in, and there was never any danger. Although he's not played that well, Ronnie. He wanted a thicker cannon on this red. I don't know whether he can pot it now
8.
and get position on the black. Did well to get up the table there.
It was actually a cracking shot, that red. He just played on likelihood more than anything. Has he got the pace here to reach the reds? No, not quite perfect. Gonna have to
14.
pull out another rabbit out the hat here if you're going to keep this going. I don't think he can hold for the pink. This will have to be a sweet piece of timing, whichever way he plays this. Yeah, not easy.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 14.
Yeah, injecting that much pace into the cue ball. And just offline. Ali came to the table, just a shake of the head. He'd like something easier than the red on the right hand side. But I'd just be glad that Ronnie missed the red and I was back at the table. Anyway, no matter, he's knocked it in nicely.
1.
Yes, a top shot. And he's landed lovely on this blue now.
I mean, not now, but I think the black does go
6.
to the left corner, so eventually he will have the black to play with. In the meantime, it's back up for the blue.
7.
I enjoyed the way he played that, nice and punchy. Made sure they get top side. The way the reds are, there's a premium on that. JV not able to get in amongst the black just yet. I wonder if he might play the little soft stun just through the gap. Now he's going deep in the cue ball. Oh, he wants to get through the gap for the red near the right corner.
12.
And I think he's on it, is he? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, there you see the red that he wanted to be on. So back up for blue.
Yeah, but it was a clever move, wasn't it? He played for a choice of reds. He knew if
13.
he didn't find the gap, he'd always have that one. He may have to play a little cannon now, though. To play a precise positional shot without disturbing anything is maybe too big an ask, so just a gentle little cannon. Well, I said gentle. Has he hit them too gentle?
I think he's all right here. Or is he? No, there's no way through. It looks like end of break. Barring a plant. Which he's having a look at now. He'll be playing the cue ball over the left half of the table here for some sort of cover. Yeah, but the reds missed close. He needs the brown as cover, and he's got it. Yeah, amazing that when you go up for that blue, John, isn't it? You land just a wee bit too high, forces you to play a holding cannon, and then you're trusting to just that little bit of luck that you need.
This is the plant, but always knew he was going back up the table, but lucky not to leave the red. Ronnie obviously has got to cover it. Kiss on the yellow may help. It certainly has helped. I mean, he's not stopped Ali getting through to the red furthest away from this right corner, but with the yellow hampering him.
Yes, he played that, Ali Carter. There was no apology. He was probably thinking, at least make contact on the red, chance of potting it, and also getting both reds away from there. Now, he overhit a little tickle in behind yellow early on, didn't he? Let's see how this one pans out for him. This takes a steely nerve, especially at 2-1 down. Interval coming up. Short is dead where the yellow is. Yeah, that's not bad.
Ali Carter 1.
Yeah, he didn't actually nestle up to the brown, did he? I mean, he should have got tight up behind the brown and cut off the thing. But as Alan said, you know, these super fine cloths, and sometimes you, well, the worst way, if he'd have left it short. And I saw that happen last night.
Yeah, the cloths might be fast, but obviously then, when you're playing that little nestle, how soft you have to hit it to get tight behind the brown is incredible. Don't blame him for giving it an extra ounce now. Can Ronnie find a safe spot here in this corner?
Carefully and off.
Foul.
Well, in a way, he
Ali
won't be
Carter
too
4.
concerned about that. Okay, Ali's got a long red on. He's got to do quite a bit with the cue ball, but there is a gap to get back down for the blue.
One.
It's not the best of opportunities, this. Pink and black out of commission. And close to the side cushion on the blue. Well, you've got to just roll it in dead weight, it appears. And across the nap, these can be missed.
Six.
Yeah, not perfect on this red. It may just work in his favour. Will he risk a little brush cannon on the pink? Yeah, he's played it beautifully. Good shot.
7.
Well, the brown passes the yellows. A long straight blue that's well within his compass, so good little shot that. Okay, he's unfortunate. The pink's gone fairly safe, but it's opened up the other red, the red that he's playing for off this blue. Well, perhaps he's not. It's easier playing it plain ball. On and off the cushion for oh no, that's a wide.
Ali Carter 7.
In the last frame I said, when you're in, you can't afford to miss at this level, and that's another miss when he was in.
It's a little timing shot that I don't know if he maybe bide his time and stun it in for the red nearest the blue there. I know that's been wise after the event. It's easy sitting here.
One.
This is a big shot now, this pink. This is where the smooth cueing is so important. To try and relax the arm through this shot isn't easy. Yeah, that is not easy at all.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 1.
Yeah, a little bit closer to the pink. It would have been a more comfortable pot, but it was just stretching slightly. And as Alan said, needed to be very accurate with that shot. So that mistake,
1.
missing the blue for Ali Carter, has not cost him the frame. A chance to redeem himself and go into the mid-session interval all square at 2 apiece. Wow. Another
Ali Carter,
opportunity
1.
gone. And the other worrying thing for Ali, and we know, Alan, when you talk about the greats of the game, if they spot any weakness, they just jump all over you.
Yeah, good point. I think up until this match, he's been puffing his chest out, Ali Carter, and really showing Ronnie that he's up for this. But he's made just a couple too many mistakes. No. Another chance. Now, how's the scoreboard here?
Ronnie
15
O'Sullivan 1.
points, the difference. So 3 blacks, and he won't need the last red. Ali Carter. He's had a couple of nice little reprieves just at the right moment here, the frame before the mid-session interval. And as I say about the mistakes, the Ronnie miss there. He's made a couple of blunders, but they'll all be forgotten. He can put the finishing touches to this frame.
1.
Now, critical, as I say, the cushions have been quite soft. How does he play this? I don't think both reds go to this pocket that he's potting the black in, so it's check for the high red. But the soft cushions, he'd probably be low in it, and he is.
Eight.
23 in front, so he needs 13 off the 2 reds, which equates to a brown and a black to win the frame without the tricky last red. So he's playing for brown off this.
Nine.
Well, just reeled its way in. If he plays the green, he will need the last red.
Yeah, he's not checked the scoreboard, John, has he?
Twelve. 13.
So this black to go 35 points in front with 35 remaining.
$20. Ali Carter 20.
Well, he made an error. He probably thought he couldn't get on the red off the brown, but he should have had better position on the brown. But this frame not over yet. 35 the difference, 35 remaining. Only a little bit fortunate there, but it's just run past the middle and it's not cuttable. Well, I say that. Ali's had a look at the potting angle. It must be mighty fine.
Yeah, at least it's not a double kiss. And send the red back into baulk. Choose to go a slightly different way, but yeah, 35 the difference. The way the colours are, there's potential for O'Sullivan to even maybe get a snooker before anything else happens in this frame. He's not quite got it here, I don't think.
I mean, if Ronnie does get the opportunity, of course. The fact he's 35 behind, 35 on the table, he doesn't need a snooker. Well, this will be a tough red to take on. And in the end, he thought, well, that's the best way to play it. But it's running down the table, and now Ali a chance to put all the misses he's had in this frame behind him by rolling this red to the left middle. So in it goes. It's been an interesting, well, very interesting first 4 frames. First frame started off very pedestrian, but as I said at the time, I thought that was probably going to be the longest frame of the match. The yellow doesn't go in, that's enough for Ronnie. He'd be a little bit disappointed he didn't punish Ali's mistakes, but there you go. So after the first 4 frames, we're all square, 2 each.
Frame 5. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Just a little bit pacey with that break-off shot. He's left a half-ball pot to the right corner. Danger for Ali though in playing it. The red near the top cushion. There's a match time, just over an hour, and when you consider the first frame took, well, nigh on 27.5 minutes. But he's taking this red on, got to find the gap. Didn't find the gap, but a couple of good kisses has left him on the blue. Good clean pot. That's careless. Okay, he may still be on this red, but he'd like to have been a little bit closer
6.
to it. Can he control the cue ball?
Seven.
Kiss on the green would help, but not that kind of kiss. Well, he's looking at the blue, but it's a thin pot, and if he's contemplating playing the cannon, he's got to give the pot due care and attention.
He's just looking, I think the green actually goes through the gap and he can play for the red at the bottom of the bunch, can't he? Yeah, it's going to be brown. This will take a nice piece of cueing to get the cue ball below that middle pocket. Oh, and he's got there.
Yeah,
11.
It did get a nice piece of cueing, and in potting this red, he was releasing another red to the opposite corner.
12.
Just a little straighter on the black than he would like, but I think the red immediately above the black he can get on. He's not in a position to play any cannons here. Was he overscrewed that? He's having a close look. I just saw the pace in the cue ball.
90.
It made me think that he screwed too far. And he has.
Yeah, I think wisely just slipping off
And
the
the
bunch
cards are
and
19.
almost letting Ronnie make the first move.
Imperative here, Ronnie cuts off the path to the red that's in the balk end. He didn't want to leave Howie an easy safety shot off that red, but is there a gap? It seems there's always a gap, and he went full bloody for the double. Choice of yellow or brown.
You see Alicata there, quite happy to leave the mid-distance red.
5.
That technique that we spoke of earlier allows him to do that with confidence. Very few players in the game that are better than Alicata at this shot. He's saying that many times. We put the mockers on. Watch this. Back for blue. Oh, he's held for pink. And again, that was gorgeous.
6.
The fact that he almost babied it in. Didn't punch it. Had to hold a tight cue ball for pink. I said they're in. Speaking to Jason. Been nothing startling from Carter so far, but he's definitely just simmering away here. He's in good form. 6-3 down, remember, to Graham Dott, and he didn't play well the first session, but he produced in kind
12.
in the last session. He's had a few days off.
13.
Back in the practice table as well. I'm quite sure he went back home to Colchester.
I think he'll play the cannon here, just making certain that he's not going to knock a red into the corner. And he's a little bit concerned that he might do if he hits the top red. There may be a possible 4-ball plant to knock the red into the, or adjacent to the right corner. Got to be careful then. Doesn't look as though it's on, but he's worried about it. To such an extent, he refused to play the cannon.
Actually, my apologies there. I said Ali was hailed from Colchester. He's Chelmsford, isn't he?
18.
Either way, this is now looking good. He's picking up a head of steam here.
Just let the
19.
cue ball run loose. Now he's on a tough black, but and see how close he is to the side wall. And now walking into the shot, but Not certain where the next red comes from here.
Yeah, there is one at the bottom of the bunch. Oh, that is very good indeed.
Yeah, good shot. And he's managed to hold for this red.
26.
And if this goes right, it's a frame winning opportunity.
27.
Perfect on the black this time.
Also just having a chat with Jason there, mentioned the best of 25s are now into, in some strange way, and this will sound a bit silly, but in some strange way, the matches from a player standpoint seem even a little bit shorter because it's now 3 sessions, so it's 8, 8 and 9. You almost feel that each player you can put more into a session. Just 8 frames, 4 and 4. Ali Carter's got a little spring in his step right now, hasn't he? Bouncing round the table
34.
here. He'd have enjoyed his mid-session cup of tea more than Ronnie, I think.
35.
You see, the shorter sessions, albeit it's only one or two frames shorter. He's now hit the front at 3-2. So to finish the session behind, Ronnie O'Sullivan's going to have to win the next. I know it sounds all a bit straight, but that's the way players think of these 8-frame sessions. This
43.
has been first class.
Just the black needed to go 69 points in front with just 67 remaining. Nicely in.
50.
Needed 2 opportunities, but
51.
he's taken these well. No way back to the table now for Ronnie. A brown, a blue, a pink, and 5 blacks.
58.
Now, can he get through? May be able to just play with a trace of left-hand side here, just to turn this over. Yeah, he's got it.
59.
He'd love to make a century. And he may well do now. The reason I say love to make a century,
66.
he doesn't want Ronnie to have all the plaudits, so to speak. He doesn't want him to steal the show.
67.
He wants to show this packed Crucible crowd that, given a chance, he can win frames in one visit, just like Ronnie did.
$74.
He's already made 2 centuries in the tournament.
75.
And I can think of 3 shots in this break that have been top drawer. He played a brown, happy to leave a mid-distance red. The brown was missable. Stroked in the red, as nice as you like, held for pink, and then when the cue ball was welded to the side cushion and he dropped a black
80.
in with not a lot of room for manoeuvre in the cue ball. As soon as he stroked that black in, this looked inevitable.
81.
A little bit careless there. And the problem is if he just rolls the black in, he's got to be careful he doesn't snooker himself with the green. But was able to hold it quite nicely.
88.
And cued that
90.
beautifully. Made that look a lot easier than it was.
93.
Brown and blue for the ton.
$97.
Yeah, we talk about Ronnie O'Sullivan, but this has been all Ali Carter. And he has an ego, don't worry about it. He wants to impress this
108.
Crucible crowd. He has a snooker ego. This has been sparkling from the captain. He hits the front.
115 on the frame, Ali Carter.
Once again, Ali Carter leads 3 frames to 2, and now he's gotten himself going.
And that's the potted history of Ali Carter, and of course those 2 runners-up places in this World Championship. He was lost out to Ronnie O'Sullivan, and well, Alan, you've got to think, why not look forward to this match?
Yeah, very much so. In fact, this is their 5th meeting at the Crucible, isn't it?
Frame
They
6.
played in the second
Ali
round a
Carter
couple
to
of
break.
times, as well as those 2 finals, those 2 famous finals that JV mentioned. So they're quite used to seeing each other in the Crucible Theatre. I said at the interval, John, that Ali Carter, he played decent. It was a couple of little silly mistakes in the first 4 frames, but you knew that the form was there. Good to see him showing it in that last frame.
Yeah, excellent break. And now you see, just slightly ahead of Ronnie in the pot success, 92% against 90%. Ronnie catching that red much too thin. So it's Ali Carter, as in the last frame, gets first chance.
We're talking about the techniques earlier, the style of play. I'll tell you what's actually different in their style. O'Sullivan's the kind of free-flowing sort of peacock style round the table, posing, looking at the crowd. Ali Carter's more a business-like approach, busy round the table, intense concentration at all times, steely-eyed. Yeah, there's so many different ways of playing this game, on and off the table. The demeanour is different. You know, what does Ali play here? Looks like he's playing to avoid the reds. The screw, oh, clean as a whistle.
1.
Looking at the black, I'm sorry, at the blue, so he can get on that red that's just above the black. It would be the ideal ball to play on. I don't see the value in the cannon. Well, he played for that red, but he didn't want that cue ball so close to the cushion, because I don't think the black will go into
6.
the left corner. Can he play this to right middle and just avoid the kiss on the pink? Good solid pot once
7.
again. And once again you would think he'd be looking to try and get on that red. As we look at that, the red that's just to the left of the black from that shot. If he could get on that nicely, could pot that and remove the red that's to the left of the black as we look from this end. It's all about line and length. Well, he's not hard enough for that, so he's taking the opportunity to play for the outside red. It'll be tricky to get on a colour. Couldn't have struck it much better, I've got to be honest with you. He'd like to be straight on this green. if he is, and he must be because he's getting down very quickly, to once again try and get on that red just above the black. Could have done with a new couple more rolls
16.
on the cue ball. He's on the red, but can he control the cannon on the red to the left of the black and get position?
Well, if anyone can, Ali can, because that silky, sweet cue action, smooth as you like, he can hold this cue ball.
17.
He actually just overhit it. Just had to hold a little bit of pace off it.
Yeah, because then that gives time for the backspin to take effect. And as Alan said, he just hit it too hard. He needed to cue it more than push the cue through firm. Anyway, he won't be getting any more, just looking for the safety.
Ali Carter 17.
And it's a decent one. Ronnie may have been very fortunate there. Yep. If he caught that blue a little bit fuller, this red would have been on.
Yeah, I actually like this. Look at the little reaction. Yeah, he's gone, oh, Ronnie, you're a fortunate boy there. But then his face changes and gets back to the shot in hand. I like that. He didn't dwell on it and played a good safety shot.
He'll be disappointed with that, Ronnie. He prides himself on the fact that when he does play safe to the balk end, he doesn't catch balk colours.
Half chance shot to nothing now. Probably hitting the thin side cue ball behind green. Potential of being on brown should he knock it in. That's what he's played.
One.
That's as good as he could have hoped for. And he deserved it because this was a stunning pot. He's definitely the boss right now.
Now, can he cue past the black? I think he just about can.
5.
So it's a decent chance. Got him first in the last frame and made a marvellous break of 115.
Six.
Well, it just shows you.
Ali Carter 6.
Once again, missing a comparatively easy shot. One eye on the cannon, took his eye off the pot now. This is a gift of an opportunity for Ronnie. Comes to the table only 23 points behind, and well, it's nearly 25 minutes since he last had a chance to pot a ball, or potted a ball, shall we say. I think chance is the word, actually. I don't think he's had much of an opportunity.
I kind of half suggested, didn't I, that mid-session interval, Ali Carter would have been looking to get into frames early, get in first.
8.
He didn't do that often enough in the first 4 frames. Well, he's been in first with that sparkling break to go 3-2 up. He's in first again there, but
9.
that blue was a sitter at this level.
Quietly, please.
It's the little silly mistakes that are the most important ones, it feels like.
Yeah, and it's the type of thing,
50.
you know as well as I do, Alan, if you set that blue up and said, right, here's £1,000 potted,
16.
there's no way in the world he would ever miss it. But he's just thinking about the cannon and how he wants to develop the reds, and he's developed the reds, but for his opponent. Ronnie now just 1 point behind.
22.
Quick glance at the scoreboard.
$23.
And now these remaining reds, if he gets them, he wins the frame and really punishes that mistake from Ali Carter. Still looking for another 36 points at this visit. Here's 6 of them coming up. With a glance at the scoreboard, he's working out if he can get
29.
past the winning line without having to play the red along the top cushion.
30.
So let's have a look. 14 points to lead, 3 reds, 3 blacks.
37.
Which is 24, would put him 38 points in front with 35 remaining.
38.
So he can do it without the red along the top cushion. Creating an angle there from nowhere, and that little rub on the red doesn't do any harm.
45.
He could afford a pink as well, off one of these 2 reds.
46.
Always thinking.
Yes, up there for thinking, down there for dancing. He's dancing round the table. Now Ronnie O'Sullivan after that mistake by Ali Carter, and it's going to cost him the frame,
53.
it looks likely.
54.
This black put him 38 points in front with just 35 remaining.
And you just know that he's in one of those
61.
unforgiving moods after that opening round victory over Stephen Maguire. I remember during that
62.
match it was 7-all. Stephen was 38 in front with 5 reds left, and I thought he pushed the boat out. He played one shot that I thought was questionable, and that was all she wrote. Ronnie just took the match away from him from there. So the
69.
smallest mistakes against O'Sullivan are magnified.
71.
Yeah, Ali sat there, can't look at the table at the moment. Maybe annoyed at missing that blue, particularly as he'd made
74.
115 in the previous frame and looked to be queuing well, and you felt, well, that chance could be a frame winner. But missing the blue
78.
and opening the reds. And Ronnie's made no mistake and never looked in any doubt that he was going to win the frame from here.
83.
Unfortunately, he's not a century on, but we're certainly seeing quality snooker from both players.
89.
Once again, miss when you're in, and it's going to cost you. And it certainly cost Ali Carter there. And Ronnie O'Sullivan now levels the match. It's 3 frames all. So both players have left the arena, but we just reflect on that miss blue there, Alan, and it's one of them, it's close together. I can only think they maybe put a little bit of side on it or something.
Yeah, difficult to tell, but in playing the cannon, you take about 2% concentration off the pot, don't you? Maybe the black was putting him off just a hair, because it would only just go the blue, but even still, it was a sitter.
Yeah, and it certainly went well in because it hit the left-hand jaw as he was looking. But of course, the problem was he missed the blue, but he got the cannon and left the balls perfect for Ronnie. Although they still needed getting, but the first few positional shots, once Ronnie got the black on its spot, there was an inevitability about him winning the frame.
Yeah, you could tell by Ali's reaction when they seen the blue missing. He just put his head down to the floor. He knew what was coming. He didn't even have to look at what he was leaving, because there's unwritten rules, you think, at the top level of this game. When you make those small mistakes, you are punished every single time, and especially against O'Sullivan.
Well, there's the stats so far in the first 6 frames. High quality, both players above 90% pot success. Ronnie was slightly behind a couple of frames ago. Now he's up to 93. Ali just behind at 92. So quality snooker from both players. 2 more frames to be played in this session.
The 7th frame. Ronnie O'Sullivan to break.
Yeah, so our referee, Paul Collier, calls order to the crucible. And JV said 2 frames to go in this session.
Chance of this red to the right corner. Ali wouldn't play it if it was the cue ball was tight to the baulk cushion, but the fact it isn't means he can swing the cue ball round the angles. Still a tough pot, but in it goes, and that was all because the cue ball wasn't tight to the baulk cushion. (8'9", 2'2". We're still working in the old measurements, which suits me down to the ground.
I'm with you. That was an interesting time to go into the pack. That was early because he had a number of reds in the open. It's not very good.
6.
Yeah, I'm not being wise after the event, but it wouldn't have been my choice. It was that red once again above the black that he could have played on, and if he got on it right, could have released the black for both corners.
Yeah, sometimes you go on a hunch, don't you, on a feeling. That didn't feel the correct time to go into them.
Ali Carter 6.
As you say, John, there were other reds he could play on, so you're thinking, well, if I go into them, there's a chance I might not land on something. Why take the risk? I mean, I know he's trying to be super aggressive and send out the message to Sullivan that I want to win the frames in one visit, but sometimes you just want to build the frame.
And he's got to be very accurate here. And he wasn't. And that's a mistake.
I actually wonder if Ali Carter might play for the black here with the blue as a saver. There's eyeballed it now, the blue, so this is probably worth playing. Regardless of getting on the black, he's got the perfect angle on that blue. Is he far enough?
1.
Yes, he is. And it looks, by being bolt straight in this, he can play for the red in the same pocket, providing it passes the black, which I think it does. Yeah, perhaps not. That was a clever shot, actually. Good percentage shot.
8.
Again, the blues is saver.
Nine.
Well, I'm not certain about the potting angle here, whether he can pot
13.
this red and come round the back of the black and maybe cannon the red that's just to the left of the black, or alternatively screw into the pink and the two reds together, could possibly finish on the pink, and if not, he's still got that blue over the far corner pocket. Well, would you believe it?
14.
It all seems so simple, and what could go wrong?
Yeah, I agree, John. He was thinking the exact same thing you were thinking. The only thing he didn't get was real action on the cue ball. It was kind of more of a stun, so it was bound to sort of just stick in there. He'll count himself unlucky, but yeah. I don't know if he can play the brown. He can't put any juice on the cue ball playing the brown. It's just whether he can nestle in behind the blue. Half ball looks a bit neat. There's no way in behind it, I don't think, unless he can see enough of the yellow, which I think he can. He may have to just play a little mini swerve. Yeah, brown it is, but as I say, I don't think the natural angle will take it in behind the blue. He didn't even try it in the
And
end.
a count of 14.
Last couple of safety shots from Ronnie haven't been his usual high standard. He needs one here. 20 points behind. He'll know that if Ali Carter gets the next red, he could well go on to win this frame. Needs to catch this just right. And he didn't once again. That flick off the red near the cushion though may have helped. Now can Ali get through to this red closest to the right corner? It's tight. He's having a look round at the potting angle, so maybe he feels as though he can pot it using a tracer right hand side. Or is it the one above it? This is tougher. That was tough. But not left anything easy. I always say this game's all about fractions. The fractions favoured Ronnie on that safety. Couldn't get in behind the blue, but just made certain he covered that red in the baulk end of the table, and he's played it well. Bit of pressure here now on Ali. You see him give a little tap on the table. That was a clever shot.
Yeah, now what does he play? It all depends. That red that's near the left middle, obviously it's close to it, but it's far from easy. I don't know whether Ali thinks he can afford to leave Ronnie that.
Well, we had a good look at Ali's view. Nothing really inviting to play, but sometimes in these situations a player decides to try and pot his way out of trouble. Maybe trying to do that here. Got the double kiss. And I think he may have left a chance here for Ronnie. One to the left corner. Yeah, may have a choice. Maybe both of them go. 20 points behind as he comes to the table. It's a little bit awkward. I mean, obviously you got the blue over the corner. Just deciding which is the best way to go. You know, if the red he's playing, he could play a little cannon on the red left to the pink, but he may decide that's too risky. Well, in the end he did, but just didn't catch that red full enough. And the blue's easy enough pot, but getting the cue ball nicely on the next red is not as easy as it looks.
Good call, JV. It wasn't easy. It never is it, when the ball's over, or virtually over, one of the pockets.
6.
Well, it looks like he's found a path in playing the pot on this red. He needed to pot the red though. So a few mistakes creeping in.
Ronnie O'Sullivan, 6.
And, that whack you heard was Ronnie tapping the table. He's just getting a little bit frustrated. He'd seen that there was a gap, and probably if he'd have potted the red, he may have found the gap. But he made a mess of it. So here's a chance for Ali.
One.
Just the wrong side of the blue, but no real problem with that red being in the balk end. He's got his 20-point lead back again.
6. Seven.
He'll be over the moon with that shot, Ali Carter, to finish there in the blue. It almost sets up the frame winning chance.
Yeah, I had a glance before. I think the red that's just below the black is possible. And if you could get on that, he's just looking now, if you could get on that in a nice position, there you see it definitely passes the black. He's got to avoid the kiss on the pink if he's playing for it. Controlled it nicely. And this now could be the key shot. Well, he's looking at the other red.
12.
Mainly because this is unmissable. And I'm a little bit surprised
30.
there, if he was playing that red, why he didn't try and nudge the red that's near the middle pocket, just to maybe develop it. I don't think it's potable where it is at the moment. But he's got a nice angle on the blue, so he can play for that red near the black again.
Yeah, I think he's sticking at the one by the pink this time, because if he gets anywhere straight or just off straight on it, this could be the key to the frame. 32 in front. At least 3 reds
18.
well within his range here, Ali Carter. 38 in front, let's say another 20 with the next 3 reds. It'd be 58, that would be just about enough to go back into
19.
the lead. Oh, God, crikey, he got a hold of that. God, blimey O'Reilly, did he get a hold of that one?
Just having a look to see that red adjacent to the left middle pocket, if it's available. Looks like it from there. If you're right behind, you could just drop it in and let gravity take over. But first things first, this red needs due care and attention. It needed due care and attention.
Ali Carter, 25.
And funnily enough, that's why he refused it before and played another red up for the blue.
Again, you can always trace things back, can't you? There was a couple of shots before that deep screw red, landing too close to the cushion off the pink. Anyway, gone now. Tough chance of Sullivan. Can he get a starter? No, no, he can't. And this is now a bona fide chance for Ali Carter.
Yes. Nowhere near.
1.
And if Ali, of course, wins this frame with only one more to play in this first session of 3, he cannot be behind going into the second session this evening. Something to look forward to this evening. Another 8 frames in the second session, and this match will
7.
finish tomorrow afternoon.
8.
Got his little dander up again, hasn't he? Bright-eyed and bushy-tailed here.
Yeah, this isn't a frame that Ronnie will look back on with any relish. He's played poor safeties.
15.
Had a couple of chances of medium range pots you'd normally expect him to knock in.
There's actually been some talk recently
16.
as Ali Carter pots frame ball on the tour that players are frightened of us. So I don't buy into all that. The reason I don't buy into that, I know the practice that these guys put in. Ali Carter would be preparing for hour upon hour for this match. He's not doing that to lose.
Absolutely.
He fancies to win. He fancies winning.
Yeah, and we know the nature of the game of snooker. It doesn't matter who they are, how good they are. If they sat in the seat, there's nothing they can do about it.
And the fact is, people say, oh, people are frightened of
23.
O'Sullivan, all this. No, I don't believe that. It's just the fact that Ronnie's an unbelievably good player. That's why he wins.
So there you see, this frame
29.
well beyond Ronnie O'Sullivan's reach now. Doesn't matter about the red, Ronnie will
Carter,
concede.
29 on the
As he
frame.
does, he nods. So Ali Carter goes into the lead once more. One more frame to play. He can't be behind. Will it be level or have a 2-frame advantage? Yeah, and there was just 1 or 2 instances there from Ronnie where his safety players, as I say, he sets great store, as all top players do, when playing safe. Don't hit a baulk colour. And he hit the brown and left Ali a good red. All right, Ali didn't make the most of it, but Ali didn't have to work for his chances there, which is unusual.
That's right, and there was another telling shot that blew into the yellow pocket, wasn't it, where he didn't manoeuvre the cue ball into good position, missed the tough long red and kind of half smashed his tip in the bed of the cloth. That wasn't like him, and that would have got Ali Carter's attention. Then missing that red, his last shot of the frame, missed it, well, by the proverbial, didn't he? Missed it by a mile.
Yeah, he doesn't get frustrated too much with himself. He just, well, he's in a good place, I feel, at the moment, Ronnie. But yeah, that was just signs that the old Ronnie he's still brimming just underneath.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he's a competitor, that's for sure. But going back to
Final
that
frame of this
thing about
session.
players
Ali Carter
taking
to
it to
bat.
O'Sullivan. No one in the game can tell me, after watching these first 7 frames this morning, that Ali Carter doesn't fancy winning this match. He's definitely taken the game to O'Sullivan. And it's good to see.
Another pot that was quite a way out, and Ronnie just having a look at his cue, just questioning his technique slightly. Been a little bit disappointed with his play, although he made a 96 break, but in frame 6. But that was mainly due to the fact that Ali Carter missed an easy blue and opened the reds for him.
1.
Can't rely on your opponent gifting your opportunities.
Yes, and Ronnie has, hasn't he? He's presented a 2 or 3 gifts this last 10 or 15 minutes out there. All gifts gratefully received, thank you very much.
There you see the pot success, last 3 frames. And when they came out after the mid-session interval, we had a look at the pot success and Ronnie was ahead. He's now 5% behind. Disappointing miss from Ali.
Ali Carter 6.
And of course, that's what you always get, and it's the worst thing in the world for a player. You miss a shot, and as you're going back to your seat, everybody's shouting for your opponent to come on.
Yeah.
Rub salt in the wound.
Oh. 1.
That was sweet. Again. It's very difficult to describe how well he hit that. It wasn't a stun, it wasn't a top. It was somewhere in between, and the cue ball control was exquisite. He slips back into gear, O'Sullivan, incredibly well, and that's down to the temperament and the attitude that he's displayed in the last 5 or 6 years. Oh, striping again. Didn't touch the sides.
Yeah, no, I was just about to say, because he left himself too straight on the black, he's left with this very difficult shot. And we've seen so many missed.
16.
Went into him here. Just caught the wrong red, really. Could have done with missing the first red he hit.
17.
Okay, but he's lost the cue ball. Now he's going to have to cue this really well to run round off 2 cushions. Tough pot at the best of time. Tough pot at the best of time. It's all brought about by being too close to the side cushion.
He actually struck it quite well. Will he pay the price here, O'Sullivan? I thought he went into the pack a little early. Who am I to tell Ronnie how to break build? But he had a few reds that he could work off, and he wasn't guaranteed nice on a red.
1.
Both lads been jockeying for position in this session all morning long. Ali Carter, one good positional shot away from getting himself in a position to perhaps administer the coup de grace in this session and get a 5-3 advantage. Remember, as JV said, they come back tonight, finish tomorrow afternoon, so it's a bit of a quick fire second round match. No wonder he's taking his time here. He knows that one good positional shot is the key thing. Remember, the pink's going to go on its own spot here, so that's why he's taking his time. It's going to block a couple of reds.
Well, that seems to have worked out quite nicely. Got a red to the left corner.
7.
Black available into the opposite.
Eight. $15.
Now does he screw back for the blue or stun through? Well, he screw back for the blue.
16.
Not the cleanest of pots, but it went in, although he looks to be a little bit straighter on the blue than ideal. Just the right side of the blue line, so he can make a slight angle and get close to his next intended red.
$21. $22.
Well, credit to him for the way he played that shot, trying to just promote a couple of other reds. But is he going to have to play some sort of little cannon here to retain position? No, he's played that lovely. He's played that lovely. Okay, he's awkward bridging.
29.
News is he doesn't have an awful lot to do with the cue ball.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier when you're hampered, as he is, but he just rolls it in. And he'll be nicely on the black.
$30.
Now got a 19-point lead. It's not as straightforward, this. The reds are in the open, but they all seem to be covering one another, so a nice cannon on the pink would be handy here. Oh, but don't miss the black.
It's the second time in this match he's played
Andy
the
Carter,
exact same
30.
shot with just the 4 tips of his fingers on the bed on a high black. There it is again. The exact same shot, and he missed it he missed it the other way this time. He hit the bottom cushion last time. Did that make him change his mind and just aimed for far jaw?
He could have left something easier. Will Ronnie play the double? It's risky. He's playing the double. That was a risky shot to play. Once Ali had missed the black, he could have left Ronnie an easy starter. He didn't. Should Ronnie have played the double? His choice, but it could well have cost him this frame. Ali Carter can pot this red to the right middle.
Quietly, please.
So close with the double, but as we always say, you don't like playing them because if they don't go in, you don't know where the red's going to finish.
No, he played that positively, didn't he? Playing it, stunning it in. He didn't want to just sort of waft at it and try and drop it in. That was positive. He'll get plenty of work to do. One good positional shot away here from being in decent control. Oh, sweet. That was good as well. That was good.
So 24 points to lead.
5.
Still needs precise positional play to get the 3 reds he probably needs to clinch the frame.
6.
And that's not quite it. He's got to judge the pace of this shot now.
Yeah, I think the only red that goes to left corner is the one nearest the black spot, so he has to be either straight or low on it. That's why he tried to stun into them. It's actually not a bad percentage shot. He always had the other, but is he hampered with the blue? He is.
13.
He's not absolutely over the middle of the blue, probably over the side of it, but this is awkward, JV.
Yeah, if you can get through to the middle of the cue ball, you'd fancy him knocking this red in. If he can't, he's got a problem. In fact, it looks as though he may be looking at the possibility of a plant here. No, he can't get to the middle, and there you go. It can be made, but there's distance between the 2 balls, so it's not a guarantee.
Yeah, no guarantee, but I think this is good. I think this is 9 out of 10. I fancy him for this.
14.
Lucky to have it.
Yeah, sure.
And asking for the extended rest. He's going to play the pink. He's not perfect on the pink by any means. This pink will put him 39 points in front. So after the pink, looking for one more red and a colour. But once again, needs a good positional shot. Just about on the red. And it looks like Ronnie O'Sullivan, who's made a few errors since the mid-session interval. He's going to
20.
end this first section of 3, 2 frames behind. Just a red and a colour needed. And there's the red,
21.
and nicely on the pink.
Yeah, some of those errors from Ronnie have been self-inflicted. But I think in part it's the messages that he's been receiving loud and clear from his opponent, Ali Carter. Is he coming out this
27.
morning? I had a feeling he was going to take the match to O'Sullivan, and he
28.
has. He's earned himself this 5-3 lead. It's going to be a long afternoon for O'Sullivan. He's got plenty to think about. Savvy said they come back this evening for session
34.
2.
Yeah, just over 2 hours of play. It's been
35.
interesting. Well, we like to see lots of century breaks. We've seen 2 of them, but those misses and a little bit of run of the ball here and there all adds to the excitement. They've certainly kept this Crucible crowd entertained this morning.
41.
Yeah, let's have a look at the handshake as well. Let's have a look at this little handshake here. Just
43.
watch the eyes. You always get a little feeling of...
46.
Hinted earlier that Ali Carter was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He has really
50.
got his dander up. Great performance.
55.
Well, it doesn't matter about the pink. He's trying to play a little exhibition shot. Well, it does matter now. What a beautiful shot this is. Lovely. Send it
61.
round the angles. Nicely on the black. Nice way to finish the session.
On the frame, Ali Carter.
There you go, Ronnie nods. Nice handshake, really. And Ali Carter will be well pleased. First part of the job done. He wins the first session against Ronnie O'Sullivan by 5 frames to 3.
Leave as quietly as you can, please.